clear to them that the Slash is not the way that we're going to go with that. And besides which, I already have a project with Catherine Valente. She was going to do it for my birthday involving me and Neil Gaiman, and I don't know where that's going to go, but I'm oddly excited.
We all are.
But be that as it may, so this is actually going to happen, but we're not just doing it for fun, although we are doing it.
Right, but there's something better.
There's something better. The reason that we're doing this, and the thing that actually gives us some external purpose, is that we're doing this in conjunction with Subterranean Press, who publishes both me and Wil. Will's very fine Subterranean Press version of Best
Happiest Days of Our Lives.
Happiest Days of Our Lives, which just came out and is gorgeous.
They did a great job with it. It's beautiful. I'm really pleased.
And they do all my limited editions as well as my current Hugo-nominated novella, The God Engines. So they're going to be the ones who are going to be publishing this chapbook in electronic form. We'll also be doing a very limited, like 25 physical copies, but most of it's going to be electronic forms. One of the things is our friend Bill Schaefer, his wife Gretchen, suffers from lupus, which is, anybody who knows anything about lupus, it's a very debilitating disease. It sort of just kind of eats away at your mobility and your ability to sort of live your life on a day-to-day basis. And so Bill's very important to us, and Gretchen is obviously very important to us as well. So what we've decided is that with this little collection, the proceeds of it, every penny after just the minimal production costs of that, are going to be going to the Lupus Alliance of America to help find a cure and to help the people who are suffering from lupus live better lives on a day-to-day basis. It's going to be administered through their Michigan/Indiana branch because that's the way they do it. And I noticed that the Michigan-Indiana branch is opposed to the more logical Michigan-Ohio thing because, Michigan and
Ohio, yeah. It's very hard to get them to agree on anything.
It's amazing.
I not play nicely together.
I moved to Ohio when my wife decided that we needed to be near her family. And I didn't know I was getting into sort of a Hatfield McCoy situation with Michigan. Like if
that's the kind of thing you want to find out after you live there.
Right, exactly. So, it's like if you do, so literally, I walk around in a blue shirt with gold piping, and I get things thrown at me.
Yeah.
I didn't know at the time. I was like, I didn't know that these are their school colors. Who would?
Yeah, like who would know that?
Right, exactly. So it's not like it's like you're asking me to watch sports. It's,
right. Sports ball's weird.
Yeah. So in any event, that's what we're doing. What we'll do with it, like I said, it's all going to be posted on the whatever, information about that, so you can get all the details. Do feel free to tell your friends, and when it goes up on the whatever, you'll be able to look at it in even more living detail. It'll be awesome. And the contest runs until June 30th, so you have a lot of time to think about it.
The cat unicorn wearing bacon.
What?
Is the cat unicorn wearing bacon?
No!
Not that you can see.
But if you really want to incorporate that into your story, knock
Go
it
nuts.
out, sir. Well,
we have a bit of time left. I imagine that we could entertain questions from the good people who have listened to us ramble on about various things that are amusing to us.
If you have questions, call them right up there to the center where the microphone is.
Probably line up about 4 at a time so that there's not 12 of you and then we can't get to the end and you feel bad and we feel like jerks.
Right.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Or maybe 2 at a time because that's all the only people who care. All right, very busy with the picture.
That picture is awesome, by the way.
Thank you. Oh, and the artist, by the way, to if I didn't mention him already.
You did not.
The artist's name is Jeff Zugal.
Lieutenant Jeff Zugal.
He's done work for me before, and I've been very happy with him. And you can visit his website at jeffzugal, ZUGALE.com. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay, my question is for Will. Sorry to be a little bit of a downer, but I'm a little bit behind the times. I've only recently watched Nemesis, and I was really bothered that your scene is almost entirely cut out, like you're in a couple frames, but they've got this gigantic Dune Buddy scene.
Right.
Could you talk about it at all?
People like dune buggies. It's very popular.
My daughter has been asking for a dune buggy for like years.
Yeah, well, just give her the director's cut of Nemesis, and that should quiet her down for a while. The way that all came about is that I was asked. I was the script was locked The production schedule was built, and they had done most of principal photography on the film. And LeVar Burton actually said, "Are you going to come, be a Nemesis? It's the last movie." And I said, "No, I don't think so. I don't think Rick really is interested in having me be part of the thing." And he said, "I'm going to talk to Rick about that." And I said, "Well, all right. I mean, as long as he can't fire you, go ahead." And a little bit of time went by, maybe a week, 10 days, and I got a phone call from my agent, and he said, "We've just received an offer. Star Trek would like you to come play Wesley Crusher in the new Star Trek movie." I was like, "Wow, LeVar made that happen." So I said, "Yes, of course." Went in to do my scenes, and it was wonderful. It was a great couple of days. I wrote about it in my book, Just a Geek, which I encourage everyone to buy. 5 copies of. Because they're great for propping up coffee tables. And I had a wonderful time doing it. And when the movie was ready to be edited, it was long, which happens very frequently in television and in movies. There's, in the most recent episode of The Big Bang Theory that I did with the bowling alley, there's tons of bowling stuff that was cut just because we didn't have time. They said the show was like 4 minutes too long or something like that. So typically in film, when something is running long, the first thing to be cut is the last thing to be added. And I was the last thing to be added. And I understand that for some Star Trek fans, it's really disappointing that Wesley's not there. For some, that doesn't really matter. For me, personally, whether I'm in the final cut of the film or not really means nothing to me. What matters to me is getting to go as an adult for 2 days to sit down with the people I love and really appreciate being part of Star Trek again in a way that I wasn't able to do when I was a kid.
Hi, I have 2 things. The first is just an informational tidbit, and that is there's a product called Baconaise that Oprah had a guy on who had millions of dollars.
Have you heard of that?
No.
And it's not made out of bacon. And this isn't the funny part of what I'm going to say.
Okay,
I just
that's
thought, let the audience know if there's vegetarians that like the taste of bacon or think they might. It's supposed to be a really good product.
See,
they made bacon chapstick too.
This is exactly what happens to me every single day.
Okay. All right, the other thing is, I'm an aspiring writer, but I'm really lazy, so I'm just going to give you some ideas about the painting because I don't feel like blogging or anything. Plus I'm blonde, so I can't even figure out the website, and when you're talking about slashes, I've got like the backslash, ATT, whatever.
Well, there is actually backslash, and I'd rather not talk about that.
You're making
You came to the crossroads. You came to the crossroads with a bonfire underneath you.
Okay, but anyway, just for those of you who like to...
Wait, no. Actually, I was about to say, the whole point of it, though, is for people to decide for themselves what it's going to be.
Okay, well, if you're a really, really lazy writer, I just have a couple ideas.
Don't say them out loud.
That's what I'm telling you, is you're going to spoil it for everybody else.
No, because nobody else is thinking of this. Okay,
They're going to turn on you. Listen, I've been at a sci-fi convention when the crowd turns on you. It's the worst thing ever.
Don't do it.
Shrek?
Try to...
No! Deploy the drag chute! Bail out! Go! Remember when we were on stage and we tried to save that girl?
We tried to save her so much, there was nothing left.
Nothing left to save.
Nothing left to save. Well, there was some DNA, but...
Yeah, well, what are you going to do with that?
Yes, ma'am.
I was wondering if you two were going to do a joint venture to try to save Star Tours at Disneyland, since Will has...
Are you as upset about the Star Tours thing as I am?
You know, the thing about it is, there was something about it that was always impure to me anyway.
Yeah.
To be quite honest about it.
Okay.
It's sort of the unholy alliance of Disney and George Lucas. It's sort of the thing that should not be.
Yeah.
So, you know, the only thing that ever topped it in just pure emotional squick factor was the Captain EO thing. You know,
Seriously?
yeah, there's just, which they're bringing back, you know, in a loving tribute to Michael Jackson. So the fact that they're closing it down, but they're not really closing it down, as I understand what they're doing is they're just rebuilding it to basically call it to a whole new sort of thing. It'll be the Phantom Menace of Star Tours. So that's what you have to look forward to.
Yeah, that's awesome. Sorry, entire generation of kids.
Thank you.
Hey, I didn't really have this on there.